Hey all, 118 Set Shadow here. We're in the release week of Set 8, Alter Chaotica, and pre-order pricing is still relatively the same from what we discussed last time. Booster cases are still around $1,000 to pick up, and just like with Set 7, they use the new ratios of 20 boxes a case and 12 packs per box now. And the pre-sales on the individual boxes are currently around $65, so there is still room there for potential drop given the MSRP of what this is supposed to be. A little talk about leader cards, and just to take a look at Forte just before we go into set 7. There's only one listing of Duskwind Tyrant Forte, the leader version of her, at 235 right now with a $5 shipping tag attached to it. So basically, it's a $240 card. And this card has seen sales in the $200 range. The lowest we've seen it sell for is about 180. And the other thing I just want to mention is that from set 8 to set 9, there will no longer be any leader card inserts into the card list. In Japan, they did have those, but what they're doing for the English format, and I think I pointed this out at one point, is no, I think I actually just did on random Discord chats, but with set 10, that's going to be used for the second anniversary celebration for Shadowverse Evolve in the English variant. And what they're going to do is for random boxes of set 10, they're going to take leader cards that were originally from those two sets and randomly insert them into boxes as box toppers instead of putting them into packs. So for the next two sets, if you were intending to get certain leader cards, you're going to have to wait until set 10 to hope for those. I know I was hoping for Orchis, so it's definitely a disappointment for me, but I'd be interested to hear if there are any leaders that you were looking to get from either set 8 or set 9. Next up is Fairy Dragon. The newest Showdown Challenge has been posted on the Shadowverse Evolve website, and a number of the tournaments have already occurred. I've already participated in a few of them. The participation promo for this one is Fairy Dragon, and then there's Themis Decree for the top 8. And the winner promo this time around is an alt art of Bibe Carr from set 6, and it's for its base form. Now, Fairy Dragon is the only one of those promos that seems to have been listed by TCG Player. The other two still have not seen any listings yet, so that's also another problem there. And as for pricing, Fairy Dragon's current promo is listed for a base of $9, while the original from set 6, which is a gold, is currently available for lower than $1. It's 50 cents base, and even the market price doesn't even hit $1. As we look towards set 8, taking a look at some other cards, Noah Vengeful Puppeteer, the foil version of this card, is kind of short on listings, but then again, this one hasn't had that many listings on the market as a foil. The silver still has quite a few, but when it comes to this one, since puppets are likely to be one of the more popular crafts to pick up, we're looking at around $350 for the base price on this one. The market price is also around that price point. But there are only 5 copies altogether on the market, and the latter two listings also have pretty high shipping tags associated with them. So ultimately, this is becoming more of a $5 card. And if puppets do end up taking off over here, that could translate into a higher price for this. Or at the very least, we'll probably see something like with this other card, which I talked about on one of my last market watches, Goddess by the Sunlit Sea. The foil did get a buyout where the card was originally around $6, $7 with a few lower listings. Those are all gone, and now the base listing on the foil there is $13. The market price is still around $6.50, and the original silver is still pretty well available. There are 16 listings on it right now, and the market price is still 30 cents. And just to be sure, let me check how the price spread is. 28 cents, and we do have a number of copies that are still at 30 cents, but they get more heavily. Oh no, we have a lot of copies in the 20-cent range that are available, so I don't see a really massive risk of a buyout here unless someone just opts to just completely buy everything that's on the market. And you barely ever see that in Shadowverse, especially with low end stuff. And then the next card to talk about for Disdain Dragon, which is also likely to be a popular deck, is Filne Whitefrost Dragon Newt. And this one also comes out of set 6. It's a legendary. $16 for its base price right now. And the market price is around $17.50. We are looking at more consolidation around $20, and then it starts moving its way up to $25 from there. While not absolutely necessary, it is a pretty good tech card in Dragon in general, even if you were still to play PDK in the upcoming format. Then you've also got Whispers of a Dream, which I've talked about on occasion. And now that we are getting into Cost 2 Abysscraft, which is getting a real boost with Crimson Queen, this card is starting to see more of a buyout. We're down to 5 listings on the regular gold, which is a base of $4.70, so almost $5 to pick up. With shipping, that's definitely $5. Market price on that one's around $3.50. And the foil version has a market price of close to $27, so it has been selling above $20. And we already see that we're down to 2 listings on this one from $43. I mean, outside of just the bigger amount of hype with set 8 really bringing this card a lot more value, this card is a great option for Abysscraft in general. And then there's Vania Vampire Princess, which this one, the ultimate rare, now has 5 listings on the market, but the interesting thing about those 5 listings, besides the fact that the base one is $445, is that it looks like there have been a lot of holdouts. Because we have barely seen any listings of Vania as far as I've been looking at it on the market. Like, there was a $75, I think it was $75 Japanese copy that did not sell for quite a while. And now we actually have a bunch of multi-copy listings outside of the last 2 that are around the $450 mark. So it looks like there has been a holdout from sellers on just trying to keep this and trying to rake in some value. I mean, we did already see, let's see, 350 is the highest sale price, and okay, I can't stretch that out. I can't see it. Yeah. Okay, so I can't see the history from there. Let me see what we can find here. $350. Okay, we've seen $350 sells, $150 sells. So yeah, this card is up there. And when we take a look at the other variants, there are 5 listings on the regular legendary starting from around $7. And then the super legendary has been bought out. The base listing is now $93, but the market price on that one is $11. I can't imagine that one staying up there, but I could imagine it potentially staying in the $20 range, at least for a little while. If it goes down to $15, I think that's okay, given just how popular that deck's going to be with set 9. Dimension Shift got its Glory Finder promo available on TCG Player, which is basically the original art, but it has a Glory Finder stamp on the, or imprint. I mean, basically, I don't think it's textured. It's on the side of the card there. This one is available for $450, and there are 5 listings on the market for this one. While the market price is closer to $6, aside from 1 listing, all the listings available are underneath $5 before you count shipping. Something that did come back on the market in troves is the foil version of Rose Deer. I talked about buyouts on this one back in the set, I think it was set 3. Yeah, I think it was set 3 where this one really got bought out. But we have like 40-cent copies on the market right now. All of them only have 1 listing, so you still have to pay a bit more when it comes to shipping and handling, but this card is back on the market in troves if you are looking to bling this one out. On the other hand, another one that's getting harder to pick up for bling is Aria Fairy Princess's alternate art promo. This was part of the tournament packs for set 2's release, and there are only 3 listings on the market starting from around $10, and this one is sold as high as $18.50. I'm actually curious about that one. Let's see. Most of the recent sales, we have seen one sell over 9. Most of them have been on the market for $2 to $4 and all sold. And yeah, so it sells for $10. And then we saw one sell over 18. And when it comes to availability, there are 9, 10 copies on the market overall, but the last one has a $5 shipping tag associated with it. So yeah, Arya is more of a, at least in my case, it's a fan favorite for me. I ended up picking up a few of these wherever I could on the cheap end just because I really like the artwork. Because again, it's not just the playability aspect, the artwork on a lot of these cards is just gorgeous. Talking a little bit about Uma Musume now that the collab set is out in Japan. Ultimately, we're still seeing only falls for a lot of these cards. Narita Bryan is a pretty big finisher for Swordcraft in general, and I did actually see it played at the BCS, and it did actually close out a few games, but I'm not sure if that build actually topped. 38 listings on this card for $2 at base, and the market price has been in the same range of $2 pretty consistently. In terms of availability, it's somewhat consolidated underneath $2, so easy to pick up if you need to grab a few copies. Agnes Tachyon is still kind of stable and dropping, where we have a 12.30 listing with 2 copies, and the other listings are basically around $15-16, and the market price is still dropping. We're still looking at about $21 to pick it up. And then in terms of consolidation, it's still more heavily consolidated around the $20 mark, but we have a number of copies you can pick up closer to 15. Then there's Riko Kashimoto, which is a neutral follower from Uma Musume and a legendary. This was played in decks that typically did not play a lot of followers. I mean, you could still play it, but I feel like it's just fallen out of favor in comparison to a lot of other cards. 33 listings on this one, around $2 to pick up, even though the market price has only hit $5.70. And from there on, I mean, we haven't seen as many sales of this card, and there are a number of copies under $2.50 that you can pick up. Masquerade Ghost. This one is also an easy pickup right now in terms of listings and price. It's basically a $2 card or lower, and there are over 40 listings on the base form, over 30 listings on the Evo, and if you want to pick up the super legendaries, those also have double digits, but they're under 20 listings a piece, but they're in the $5 range too. Irregardless, what I really want to call out here is that Masquerade Ghost is actually one of those that, while it just does not sell very high, it's been a pretty decently consistent sell, even over the last few months. So it's one you'll definitely want to keep your eye on as a potential buyout candidate, but it would take some time before we would actually see something like that happen. So just a call out as something that can consistently sell over time. It definitely has its rate of popularity. And the last card is Kaede Takagaki, which is one of the Idolmaster legendaries that has been bought out on a number of occasions. We do have a number of listings back on the market starting from $25, and with 6 listings, that's a low amount of listings, but with the drop off in the amount of sales, which I think is also due to a combination of low listings on the market, we'll have to see if this one can hold. $25 all the way up to $40 for the sale for the availability, and the market price is still $15. And if we take a look at what it's been selling for the last few times, let me see if those match up. Yeah, it has sold over $30, or at least close to it in a number of cases. And that was all in January, so we'll just have to see where it goes from here. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys later.